Hey everybody, it's Lika. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing my November wrap-up. And my December TBR will probably come tomorrow or in a few days. It's still the beginning of December, so it'll still work. I'm actually going to try and do a TBR this month, so we'll see how that goes. I've read 5 books in the month of November, which is actually pretty good for me. I was in a reading slump, and then there was Thanksgiving, and then we were sick for a while. Like, I feel like ever since school started, we've all just been sick, and it's been so crappy, but whatever. These are in no particular order, but I'm just going to kind of pick them off the top and go through them, okay? So we have Arrowfire here. This is the 3rd installment of the Throne of Glass series. I am really loving this series now. The first one I did not like at all. The second one I liked a lot, and this one was really good too. So I am looking forward to continuing this series. There's Queen of Shadows, and then Empire Storms, and then we have Tower of Dawn. So I am looking forward to those. And I really don't want to talk much about this book because I don't want to spoil it, but I'm pretty sure most of BookTube has already read these anyway. But I really like how Selena in this story has come to find herself and is starting to accept who she is. And then she kind of gets into badassery mode and is like, okay, I see the light at the end of the tunnel. I see what I need to do, and I'm going to do it. Do everything she can to do it. And I like that. It's pretty inspiring, and I'm starting to really like Selena as a character now, even though her head seems to be like really big sometimes, but it's okay. It's okay to be confident, right? We have The Glass Spare. I got this in the November Owl Crate and started reading it right away. I read this book and Arrowfire with Melissa at Melissa and Barnesy Read. These have really pretty deckled edges too. But The Glass Spare, this is about a girl named Will, and she is a spare. Now, spares are children of royalty, but they are not the heir. So she is 1 out of 3 spares, and she has a curse/gift. Everything she touches like turns into gemstones, actual gemstones. There's real emeralds, rubies. She hasn't done this before as a child, but she was attacked. I think she was probably 15, 16, and she was attacked, and all of a sudden, like, she turns a man into a ruby, and he's dead. So she is kind of on a quest to figure out why the heck this is happening to her. But if you want to see a full review of this book, then leave me a comment down below, because this was actually a really good one. Changing angles here because my arm's tired. Not using a tripod today. Very sorry. I read Stalking Jack the Ripper. This was really good. I buddy read this with Melissa at Melissa and Barnesy Read. It was really, really good. I love serial killers. I love getting inside of their heads. I will admit though, in the middle of this book, I kind of figured out who it was, and I was disappointed. It's like, oh, it's going to be this person. I just know it. And then when I found out it was said person, I was pretty disappointed. And then all of a sudden there was this huge twist that kind of made up for everything. So the book was still really excellent. Like, I still wasn't expecting that, but I really like this. What's her name? Her name is Audrey Rose. Finally found her name. But she has an uncle who is a medical examiner, and he does autopsies, and she also does autopsies, and it's kind of unusual for someone of her social status back in the 1800s in London to do autopsies, but she kind of does them anyway because she's fascinated and loves to learn, and I love the type of character that she is. I love the relationship that her and Thomas Cresswell seem to have gotten themselves into. It's kind of like a slow burn and a push and pull flirt type of thing, but they're kind of like dicks to each other too, which is really funny. They have some pretty gruesome murder scenes in this book, and if you like the detailed, gory stuff, you're really gonna like this. It's detailed and gory, but it's also like tastefully done, so for a young adult book, it's appropriate, and it's not like too bothersome, I guess. So if you have a squeamish stomach, it wouldn't be too bad. You know what I mean? But it was a pretty good book nonetheless. This one came out a few months ago. This is Hunting Prince Dracula. It is a sequel to Stalking Jack the Ripper. Audrey is sent off to Transylvania, to go to a forensic school, and Thomas Cresswell goes with her, and she's the only girl there. And this is basically like another mystery. There are some deaths that are happening that are making the, I guess, citizens of Transylvania believe that Dracula is back, or Vlad is back. But they don't see Vlad the Impaler as a bad figure. Transylvanian citizens actually see him as a hero because he did everything he could to save his people and protect his city. These characters, Audrey and Thomas, are trying to figure out if these deaths are actually from Dracula or if it's from a person just mimicking the deaths. So it's a really good book. I didn't like it as much as Stalking Jack the Ripper, but I still enjoyed it. This came out on Halloween. This was The Empress by S.J. Kincaid. This is The Empress by S.J. Kincaid. I buddy read this with Becca from Books and Looks. We read The Diabolic together and it was fantastic. So when we found out that this book was coming out, we had to jump on it. This was pretty good. It was more political than the first one. Nemesis is starting to become more and more like a person. There's the whole, is she really a person, or is she really made up of all these different animals, types of DNA, but made to look like a person? It's really weird. It's a sequel to The Diabolic, and if you haven't read that, I really don't want to spoil the book for you, but Nemesis was created to be like a bodyguard for a child named Sidonia. So I guess her charge. She ends up becoming an empress. So you just really have to read it to see what goes on with it. But it's pretty good. I didn't like this one nearly as much as the first one. I do believe this book suffered from middle book syndrome. There were a lot of things in here that could have been avoided or could have been done better, but Becca and I have decided that we were still going to read the third one, which should come out sometime next year. Thank you for watching my November wrap-up, and if you like this video, please leave me a thumbs up, and if you don't want to miss any more videos from me, then please subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you all in the next video.